we had kids and after we had kids, what were we doing differently? What?
So we used to have sex everywhere in the house before.
Stop. And okay.
Please help me beg her. We are done having kids. Except
Is what I love.
Except the Lord God
right?
comes to me and tells me face to face, have more kids. If not, man, I'm done. This woman. Hey guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Transparent. Today we are talking about parenting and all the pressures associated with parenting and how it pretty much impacts your life as an individual and as a couple.
It changes everything.
You think?
It absolutely changes.
Once you start having kids.
Yes, it changes everything. It changes everything. But hey, it's great to be back. It's great to have you guys watching. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let's get wholesome content out there. What are you doing? Hey, what I'm trying to say in the market is when you're doing this. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you. And watch. And I hope you enjoy it. Yes. So like Daniel said, we are talking. Like Daniel said, we are talking about parenting. Yes, parenting. So, like I said, it changes everything. It really does change everything.
You had to do your own little intro. You couldn't. My intro was not good enough for you. You had to come.
You were doing sexy intro. Say, welcome to.
That's how I talk.
That's not. See how you're talking now. That's not how you talk. Ew. Okay, do you want to do yours again?
You want us to have 3 intros in one show? No, absolutely not. But carry on.
No, but I was just saying. I know I wasn't
it's okay
trying
to come on. It's okay to come over me. It's okay
I wasn't stop. Oh, parenting. I remember my experience with our first child, and I thank God that we're blessed with 3 beautiful, distinct, personalitied children.
Fun fact about parenting: we wanted to bring a child on this episode,
and Daniel said
and I
no.
vetoed it. I'm like, no.
He said no, don't bring her. But I think Riri would have been a fantastic add to this episode.
I think the exposure for her would be a bit much. Personally.
So we can talk about. Do we have a boundaries episode where we talk about different boundaries?
This is the one.
Oh well, okay. So yes, I think Riri would have done a. It would have been just great to hear her speak and her opinion on how we're both doing. Right, her 6-year-old or all this.
We can catch it on social media. Maybe we'll do a clip or something with her on social media.
Maybe we will. But yes, I remember my experience with Riri, right? I think that's when I realized that my life had changed. And I felt like I was the one who bore the brunt of parenthood more when we had her, because my career paused. I took a pause on my career. You didn't. I was the one just trying to navigate breastfeeding and this new thing. Sorry, I just remembered something. Do you know that at the hospital, I don't know if you remember this, at the hospital, I asked, when they said, okay, so you're going to be discharged tomorrow, all of that, I said, okay, am I going with her? They were like, yes, you're going with her. And it was an honest question, because I was like, I didn't come here with, like, so am I really going with her? And they're like, they actually laughed, the nurses. They're like, yes, you are going with her. So my brain, there was this rewiring of being responsible for another human, being responsible for this baby who was dependent on me, of course, God, but dependent on me for just sustenance and life and all of that. And it took a toll on me mentally. It took a toll on me, even career-wise. I think because it took a toll on me career-wise, it took a toll on me mentally. Because I wasn't up and about again. I was just fully responsible, trying to understand it and all of that. But how would you say parenting changed you? Your first experience with Uriofe?
it's interesting. So the first impact on me was while you were encountering the physiological changes, I was going through a whole paradigm shift because single guy, got married, and it was fine, with just two of us.
Yeah.
And then when I realized that we were expecting a child, my
Yeah.
brain started to shift. I started to go, oh my goodness, I need to work harder. I need to get more jobs. I need to go out more. I need to change from being this guy who just had one person dependent on him who was also working
Yes.
to someone who is responsible for a whole new human being who couldn't work, couldn't fend for herself, had to just go on overdrive and mature quickly. And while it was impacting your career, in that your career, you were, getting less exposure and, withdrawing from work, I went into it full time and threw myself into, and that's one of the phases where my career shifted because I just threw myself because I sort of like went into panic mode, like, oh my God, I'm expecting a child. I have to, so I went into like beast mode for work and like doing jobs and like.
Communication is so important because I'm just understanding that like you were throwing yourself at work because you were thinking you had to fend for this new child and then this family, right? Meanwhile, I was there almost resentful that you were so busy and you were not paying not that you were not paying attention, but that you were so busy. But now I'm understanding. Interesting. So it's just wires going off, thoughts going off in my head.
Also just the emotional impact as well. Just that realization that, oh, you have a child now. And I often say this, that what it does to me is it makes me want to present the best version of myself every single time. So it just pushes me to be like, you have to be your best you. You cannot present anything less for this innocent child. Like, it has to be your best you. Every time you wake up and you think of your child, you immediately think, how can I be the best version of myself for this child
Absolutely.
Today?
Okay, so we align on that. We actually align on that because I was like, okay, please, any bad behavior I have has to just it has to stop now. Please, I'm not passing on trauma to my children. I think it was one of the things that even pushed me into therapy as well. Like, see, my kids have to have a whole mother. They have to have a mother who is whole, who is centered, who is free from trauma and free from pain. And because I'm not passing on any just bad traits to my child, I'm not passing on bad traits to my children. So that's as well was, that's something that I understand. Just being the best version, the highest version of myself, and ensuring that I was whole. Is that wholeness for me?
We were also kind of scared because we were clueless. It was our first
guy.
We didn't know what we were doing.
Listen.
I remember one time that we had to rush Riri to the hospital. And that hospital just took advantage of us and just
all sorts of tests. Let's check her eyelashes, 100,000. Let's check her this in 1,000.
Let's do that. And we were private paying patients.
My dear, can we even talk about health insurance now? Because please, every family needs health insurance.
Absolutely.
Every family, you never know what will happen. And especially if you're a first-time parent, and I really hope people are learning and listening and learning, you never know what can happen, and you get to the hospital and it's different here. Here you make your deposit depending on the kind of hospital you go to, but I believe even every hospital you make your deposit. So if you have health insurance, it helps. But that experience, we were like, what is going on? But I know what happened.
Panicking.
I remember what happened.
What happened, but
yes,
if we were better experienced, we would have handled it different.
Small sneeze.
And it just threw us in a panic mode. And we're just like, oh my God, let's do this. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night to check if she's breathing. I'll just be like, I'll go listen, like.
Oh, first time
Like,
parenting
it's still breathing.
it is something. It is
Yeah.
something. I used to check if she was still breathing. I used to check if, like, okay, is her heart, like, is she okay?
Yeah.
And then sometimes
Yeah, so that you move. Like,
Yeah,
I
like,
should
okay.
just move.
oh,
Yeah.
but parenting.
Barka da isowa gida.
If you don't get the food money by the end of today, this is the last time you talk to your husband.
But let's talk about now that we have at least, is she grown?
We have a battalion.
So we'll talk about the battalion, but we'll also talk about just the mindset shift. What are we keeping our children away from? How are we protecting our children in the best way that we can? Because again, parenting is about being responsible for little humans, right? Little unemployed humans. What are we doing to protect them? What would you say you're doing? I know what we are doing as a couple.
So, and I give you credit for that. Honestly, I'll say this as many times as I can.
Wait.
You're probably the most you're better organized when it comes to the kids, when it comes to dealing with the kids. That's such a great
I'm
mom.
like a soldier.
Listen, we have this thing on lockdown.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Even God knows that your mothering is amazing.
Thank God. Thank God for that.
And I give you all the credit for that. But personally, I think how I approach it is a bit more nuanced and a bit more out of box thinking. In that I try to engage. So I'm very observant, right? I'm always watching, always looking for feedback from the kids, always asking questions, always prodding, and
Yes.
So I'm always engaging. The time I spend with them, I'm engaging. I'm asking questions. I'm listening to, I'm listening to what they say. I'm listening to what is not being said. I'm watching the body language.
Yes.
I'm picking these things, from just engaging with them and listening to them and asking questions. And you'll be shocked what you can find, that is not necessarily conventional, A to Z of parenting, but just spending time with the child and engaging with the child and being almost like a friend, right? So we do this thing where we do the good cop, bad cop with the kids, right? And you're the strict one, you're the bad cop, and I'm the good cop, But I love to just spend time with them and just listen to them. And
I've asked you this thing before. I'm going to ask you again. Do you think you overcompensate for not being as present as I am per se? Because of course, work takes you spend more time out of the house.
I wouldn't call it compensate.
Babe, you're the one giving them chocolates. You're the one giving them this. You're the one giving them that. Tell me.
I think it's about having them to let their guards down. Do you understand?
With you, so they can trust you and tell you
they
stuff.
Can trust me. And
they still trust me.
That, you'll be shocked.
They still tell me stuff.
I get it, but when we have that dynamic going, right? When the one parent is the hard man and the other is the soft couch or pillow, it works really well. And they can come to you and they can just be vulnerable with you, and it's interesting and I love it.
Yeah. So how are you protecting them?
How am I protecting them?
Yeah.
I'm interested in what they watch, what they consume on social media. On
social media? On TV?
YouTube social media?
Well,
YouTube,
I guess YouTube, yeah. I guess.
Anyway,
digital
on TV,
platforms.
On digital platforms, on their screens, all sorts of things, But I think you should speak more on that because you have it you have A+++ on that. Tell us.
This thing has to be parenting. Everything for me, I keep saying this, everything is spiritual, right? But I believe parenting really is spiritual. Like there are things that I am doing that I know that I didn't teach myself. things that I'm doing that I know that I didn't even, did I see growing up? Maybe I did see it in some capacity growing up, but I lost my dad really young. So there are fuzzy memories. I just remember my mom and then of course extended family. And, but with the kids, I just find that I seem to know what to do, and I can only attribute that to the Holy Spirit. In fact, when I had Rere, like I was alone, nobody could come down, all of that. For some reason, I just knew what to do. And I've shared testimonies about this before. I just knew I literally just knew what to do. But over time, I've found that if I can get them to be organized and structured, then I'm more organized, right? That's why we have this strict timetable. Our house is like our home is like a military barrack sometimes. Like I know what they're supposed to be doing at every point in time. There's the slot for TV, and there's the slot for extracurricular activities, and there's the slot for play with yourselves, right? Play. Then there's a slot for even meditate. Right. And then even waking up, they go to their God corner, they have their quiet time, all of that. So it just helps me in my brain. I can look at the time when I'm at work and I know that, okay, it's 1:15. This one is doing this and that one is doing that. The only one that does not have that one does not, does she rate me? That 1 year old, that 1 year old girl in that house. Oh my goodness, she's on her own schedule.
Thing I find myself doing more now that I didn't used to do before is praying for them.
Yeah.
Like now, I just take out time, and it's and what's I think what's occurring to me is that the Holy Spirit, when you're working with the Holy Spirit, He can actually highlight things.
Absolutely.
Highlight certain things to pray about with this child.
Yes.
I like this to pray. You see, with
it's
this
not
child,
one. It's not one size fits all.
No, it's tailored.
It is
It's
tailored.
bespoke. Pray about this thing for this boy.
Yes,
pray about that thing for this
girl.
And the more I engage, the more it just opens up. I'm having dreams about them. I'm seeing things about them, and I'm like,
oh shit,
watch it,
man of God,
watch this one,
man of God,
watch it, and it's to speak to ways that you're protecting them also. So there's
the spiritual
covering.
Yeah.
So for dads, you can't discount that. You're their spiritual cover. Don't leave all the praying to the moms. Get on that thing. Get on your knees.
Because our own is just bullets everywhere. We just
and pray. And don't leave it for the moms alone.
Yeah.
You too pray because you're the covering, right?
Absolutely.
You're the head of the family. You're the priest. You have to engage with the spiritual forces.
Absolutely. So what would you do differently?
With regards to parenting?
Yes, with regards to parenting.
I'd definitely be more present.
But that's not intentional.
It hurts me when, let me tell you what happened to me today. And I felt so sad.
Uh-oh.
So sad.
Uh-oh.
So I was leaving the house. I was packing up for the shoot, right? So I packed the bag. And
I told you we should bring them to the set.
And I was about to leave, bring them to set.
I told you to bring them.
Kids to set, really.
I told you should have bring them. Oh, yeah, finish.
So I packed the bag, I was coming, and a boy, 4, walks up to me and he's like, Daddy, are you going out again?
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, no, it's actually my free day today, so I'm not going to set today. He's like, yay! I'm like, what? He's like, I'm so happy you're not going to work today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Oh, no. He saw me leaving the house. I didn't have my bags. And then so I got back into the house, packed my bags, and I was leaving. He said, I thought you said you were not going out. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to set, but I have a recording to do.
So what do you think?
And he's like, I don't want you to go. And it just broke my heart.
Hey.
Because every day, I'm out of the house really early. I'm back
late. Yeah.
Hence, you saying that I try to
compensate with all the candy.
If I was to do anything differently, is to spend more time, create more time to spend with the kids, to be present, and not just to be this random father figure, but to actually be a present dad in their lives.
But I think you are present when you are present.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
your
said,
presence is
more.
felt. Yes, your presence is felt even when you are not present.
Mm.
Yes, because we talk about daddy, of
Yeah,
course, and
yeah.
it's like, okay, when
I think
daddy
they love me more
comes,
than they love you.
guy.
Do you think they love you more than they love me? Who do you think they love more?
No, first of all, there are 3 different individuals, so we cannot give a blanket answer for all of them
I'll drop my last card
on who they would.
on both of them.
Do you remember that game? Do you remember that game?
Yeah,
Of put
that
the
we
child
had
in the
to-
middle and then they'll run
I
to one
won
side.
it, right? I won that game.
Guy, you cheated.
How did I cheat?
You cheated. That's all I'm going to say. But yes, just see. So wait, what? How was life for you before? Or how was life for us? I'm even trying to remember before we had kids and after we had kids. What were we doing differently? What?
So we used to have sex everywhere in the house before.
Stop. And okay.
So
that's
before we had
before.
kids, we used to kind of have sex everywhere.
Everywhere.
And now sex is pretty much confined.
Okay.
Yeah, PG 13.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
I'm trying to remember.
No,
I was
this
gonna
is not
say
coming
I
out.
wasn't prepared, but I had something to say along those lines as well. But yeah, let's just. Also, what else?
Finances, obviously. Now we're living
yes.
for 3 other people. We're
My
working
dear.
for 3. In fact, they are real employers.
They are the ones.
They
They're the
our
owner. I
bosses.
want to say they're the owner of the money
They're
that we
our
pull.
bosses,
Yeah. So that.
Yes.
Do you think we spend less time together?
Yes.
We spend less
Yes,
time together, of
intimacy,
course,
yes, yes,
course.
yes.
Not intimacy, in my opinion. It may be intimacy in your opinion, but I'm just saying like the actual time spent together.
Alone.
Alone.
Yes. It's almost like we have to fight for that time alone.
Yes.
Before we were just alone.
Do you see how they barge into the room in the
Like-
morning? No
But I love
regret.
it though. I love how they just go like, or sometimes they come up. Oh, sorry. They go
No,
back.
and
They
then
go,
no. Did you knock? Did you knock? Did you knock? Did
I
you
love
knock?
it. I really
Yeah.
love it.
Yes.
And when I'm not home, I miss that actually. I miss that a lot.
Them knocking on the door.
Yes,
I don't know that I miss it too. I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy them coming every morning to say good morning and all of that, and then the morning routines. I would, if you had to. I mean, I don't think it's a question to be asked, but what do you prefer, life before kids or life after kids?
Definitely life after.
After kids, right?
Yeah, I don't even know
I
what
remember
I used to be like without
life-
kids. Like now, it's just like you should have kids.
Yes,
you know, because
yes.
it just
But
makes.
there are people who do not want kids, though.
Which is fine.
Yeah, there are people who
which
don't
is
want
fine.
kids, but life.
But it changes you. I think it just has a way of shaping you.
And you become more responsible. You also become more careful. Is careful the word with life? Like life is more precious. You're not just living for yourself
Listen,
anymore.
someone told me something and I thought it was profound.
Yeah.
The person said, as a man with kids, as a father, your primary assignment when you leave the house, guess what it is?
To stay alive.
To come back home.
To come back home.
When you leave the house, your
Hey.
primary assignment, your first job is to make sure you walk in through those doors.
Father.
So as you go out, it just shapes you. Like it changes your mindset. You're not like, hey, when are they? Like when you have kids, it's different. Like it's just different. You're just like, I gotta get back to them. I got it. They have to see their father walking through those doors.
Ooh, that is powerful. That's actually powerful.
How would you rate our intimacy now that we have 3 kids?
This one is like another 21 questions.
Is it?
Sounds like it.
You
But
rate it.
okay.
How are we doing?
How are we
intimacy-wise
doing?
with kids?
I think we can do better.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of the attention goes to the kids now. And I don't think I think we're more concerned, again, because both of us are working, so we're more concerned with coming back to spend time with the kids
Yes,
than coming back to spend time together. But because, again, we're on the phone a lot throughout the day.
yeah.
We're
And we sleep in the same
chatting,
room.
we sleep in the same
So, like,
bed.
I will see
I'll see you. But that's making time to actually like just us. I don't know that we do that like strongly enough. It's something I think there's room for improvement. There's room for improvement. But I don't feel like we're missing each other because we spend so much time together on the phone.
Yeah. So how does it affect? How has parenting affected us?
Our
intimacy or any other thing? What other area would?
First of all, the one you talked about earlier, the spontaneity has dipped. Like that spontaneity is not as high as before.
We have a whole topic for we have a whole episode for intimacy. So
we can save that one.
Yeah, let's save it.
But I definitely think there's room for improvement. But I also like that we're staying in touch. Thank God for technology, right? So we stay in touch, all of that. So how important is it to actually spend physical time together for you?
Very important. It's very important. Yeah, absolutely.
And when we're not on our phones.
Yeah.
And really paying attention.
Do you know what I want to ask you? You asked me a question on Sunday during Sunday brunch. Right? We're having Sunday brunch with the family, and you were bringing up this very serious conversation about, how we need to be intentional. We need to raise these kids, and I'm just like,
are we not doing?
We're already doing that. We're already putting ourselves under a lot of pressure to try and raise our kids right? But you're coming up with a whole new systematic approach to it. Oh, there's a technique to this thing. Have you researched on this and that and this? And I'm just like, I'm just raising my child in the best way I can. Like, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so you know how they're professionals for everything. And I am big on, if I don't know something, I need to learn about the thing. There are people who have dedicated their entire life to parenting, on how to raise a child. Do you understand? There are people who...
How many of those people did our parents listen to? And I turned
Do you think
right.
Do you think our parents did a good job?
I think mine did a great job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So for those whose parents did not do a fantastic job, and I think my mom tried. Again, I was raised by a single mom because my dad passed. So there was a lot of weight on her. My dad passed early.
Dad as well.
Yes. But yeah. So I feel like that there were gaps, and I've shared this even publicly. Like there were gaps in the parenting. I feel like there's actually the need for a father and a mother, right? If one parent is carrying the weight, it is weight, right? And single parents are doing an amazing job. See, I respect single parents, but maybe for me, because of how and just how my mind works, all of that, I was always longing for a dad. There was always, if I had a dad, would this have been different? Or if I had a dad, would this have happened? Sort of thing. So there was that. But it's not to take away from the fantastic job that my mother did to the best of her ability.
And now you want...
So now, I know the gaps.
Right.
I know the gaps.
Right.
So I am like, okay, these gaps must not occur in my own children's lives.
Right.
I'm going to do my best as God helps me. I'm not going to break myself or all of that, but I'm just going to try to ensure. And some people may say, oh, you're projecting all of that. Experience is the best teacher. I can learn from my own experience, right? It is through my own experience I am doing what I am doing now.
Can I just say that I also had gaps growing up, but I didn't feel those gaps because I always had family around.
Yes, you did.
I always had aunties,
older siblings.
And you were an only child, so that
as well, guy. Do you understand?
Older siblings, I had two big brothers, I have an older sister. Yes. I was always around family members, aunties and uncles, so I really didn't feel that I was missing a parent that much.
Right.
There were incidents that maybe triggered the memory of my mom. That there was one particular one that I was with family members.
Yeah.
And I think it was in my uncle's house. And a security guard came to, I think he had traveled, and he came up to report that, I'm back, and they said, we're out playing games, right, with my uncle and my cousins and my aunt. And the security guard was like, I went home to bury my wife. And they were like, how was it? And she said, well, we thank God.
Don't tell me that.
I just started crying. I just started bawling my eyes out.
How old were you?
And then I was probably 14.
Wow.
Also, I just started crying. And they all couldn't figure out why I was crying. I'm like, they were all like, what happened? What happened? What happened? And obviously I said it was because of the security guard, and we're like,
Oh.
and my aunt just hugged me and put me on her lap, and it was like, oh, my sweet child. And it was such a mushy moment for me, but it was a trigger. So I have moments like that where the memory of my mom was triggered and I reacted to it. Other than that, it was just like love bombing all around, and so we had different experiences. So for me, raising kids is quite scientific and quite methodical. So for you, raising kids is quite methodical. For me, it's just very
artsy.
No, not artsy. It's just very
fluid,
organic. Like
organic.
You feel your way through this thing. Like you live with the child and you raise them, right?
Well, no feelings.
No, but I get you.
Not like feelings, but both, yes.
Because you're not raising robots.
My dear.
You're not raising robots, you're raising human beings.
Yes, and it's also because I see the world and I understand the world. There are things I want them to learn.
Right.
There are things I want them to be exposed to. I remember when daughter came and said, oh, she has an exam and she's going to do it. Should I say it? Yeah. She's going to do it in front of white people. She's afraid. I say, I don't understand. Like, where do you, what? Like, what? I wanted to remove her and carry her to American International School immediately or just throw her somewhere. Like, what do you mean you're scared? What do you mean? Where did that even come from that you're afraid of? What? How? Do you understand? And for a split second, I felt like I failed as a mother. How will me, with all my exposure to the glory of God?
Dramatic. I just think she
my dear. Well, after you told me that, I kind of calmed down, and then even she, because it's not like you've traveled, you're exposed, you have all of that. But she came and said she's afraid of doing the exam in front of a white. I said, what kind of statement is that? Yeah. So for me, immediately my brain is thinking, oh yeah, where is she going to next? What holiday are we doing? Where is she going to be? Guy, like I took it seriously.
You see, the difference is me, and I've said, my friend, can't sit down. You're writing an exam with what? Like, what are you saying, my friend? I'd have shut it down. I'd have like,
no, me immediately. I was like, hey, my child, my own seed,
so tell me,
offspring.
What's your greatest lesson from parenting?
Oh, it's selflessness. It's not always about me. For someone who, like you said, was an only child and it was just me. I had cousins, of course, but at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, you're an only child. An only child is an only child, right? And just internalizing things, and just now I know that I am responsible for other humans. It's less of me. It's almost like more of them. It's like, if we're going grocery shopping, is kids' food first? You know what I mean? Like all the cereals and this and that, that's what I'm focused on first before I start thinking of my own self. So it's selflessness for me.
But to balance that out, parents, it's okay to also take time out. It's okay to be like, you know what? I need a break. Like this parenting thing. Like you're not taking a break from being a parent, but you're taking time out to like... Yeah, for yourself. Because I need
a change of environment. Listen. Sometimes I'm like, okay, this is too much. These creatures are all over the house. One is pulling my leg. One is beating. That girl, do you know that's 1 year old. Honestly, that girl. One is tearing her sister's book. They are screaming, and I'm like, I need a break from this. I would appreciate a break from this.
Because it's also a mental
yes
thing.
And it's something we actually have to really talk about and encourage parents, moms, dads to do, to take a break from themselves or for themselves, because you can get into trouble when you see something that looks more serene and more peaceful, and you're just like, you know what, I miss this quiet life. So if you on your own take time to enter into that quiet life, the quiet life will probably not look as appealing, because people have checked out of homes. People have actually checked out of people have checked out of homes. This thing that I was laughing about, people have checked out of homes, that their children's wahala is too much. They can't handle it. In fact, they're tired. and they will just go.
Do you think
They'll just
parenting is
go.
a calling? Do you think there are people that are called to parenting or called to be parents?
I
Or do you think everyone is called to?
No, I don't think so. But you know what? The conversation I had with someone, I had a conversation with one of my very good friends in America, and she said, I don't want kids.
Hmm.
And I said to her, that was never even a thought for me. It's not even a thought for us in Nigeria. Maybe it's now becoming a thought. Maybe we're becoming more woke, more aware.
Yeah.
But growing up, it's not even, it was not a thought.
Just marry, have kids.
Marry, have kids.
Marry, get a job, have kids.
So to see someone say, I don't want kids.
Yeah, I remember when you had that conversation. It was a shocker to you. Like,
I
you came to me
was
and you were
so
like,
shocked.
wow.
Like, what? Like, so this is even a possibility? Like, so if I rewind time and actually think about it, would I want kids?
Would you?
I think so, yeah. I want to have battalion. I want them running everywhere like this. And then I'll take break. Then I'll come back.
Help me beg my wife. Please help me beg her. We are done having kids. Except
Is what I love.
except the Lord God
Right? So,
comes to me and tells me face to face, have more kids. If not, man, I'm done. This woman, did you come to this world to have kids?
says,
Is that what the Lord sent you to this
your
world to do?
marriage shall be a blessing. Your children surround your table. They sang it at our
Don't you have a
engagement.
career to build? Don't
What
you
does that have to
the
do with
world
kids?
to take over?
Who will I pass it on to? I have to pass each continent. I want to pass each continent on to a child.
No, but
Yes.
you do love kids.
I
You
do love kids. I love
And
having
it's
them
because
around.
you're an
Even-
only child. I
Is it
have
really?
3 siblings.
And
And like I'm fine with 3 kids.
yeah, I think this is a good place to wrap. Have we passed any information across?
Or were we just
I feel like it was a lot of
Yeah.
yes. Okay. So let's come back to maintaining the spark in a relationship after kids. What are some things that we had talked about doing? We talked about date night. Did we do it? No.
No, we do have
We
date
talked
nights.
scheduled, planned. Remember, we're saying we'll share calendars. I want to have your calendar. You that you see, guys. Daniel's calendar is written. Like Daniel does not use digital. Daniel has a book. He would draw a calendar in the book. January 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10.
You did that to me. Why you did that to me?
That's Daniel's calendar. So when I asked for his calendar, he's like, okay, I'll send everything. Daniel's calendar, October 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know. You know see. You now see October 10 X. I'm not available on this. That's your man crush. Your man crush. The calendar is inside book. So yeah. I'm so sorry. But yes, we talked about aligning calendars and having regular date nights. Of course, with your busy schedule, it's hard. The X is a lot. The X is a lot in the notepad. But yes, I think regular date nights, there your laughter. Regular date nights are important, or just time together.
And keep the kids away.
And keep it. And then I think we should.
I think it's
do you know all our
important to
travel
have
plans?
time for kids and time without the kids. Because if
Absolutely.
you don't do that deliberately, what will happen is the kids will be all over you.
Everything.
Those guys have energy.
Yes.
They will take over your life. They will take over this thing. So protect your mental health.
Yes.
Have time for kids. When you now say, okay, I've spent X amount of time with the kids, then you lock them up. Take them away, lock them up. And have time for yourself. Have time for your spouse. It's really important.
Yes.
Have date night.
Even make travel plans. A lot of our travel plans are with the kids.
Yeah.
I can't remember. We've not made travel plans.
Can I tell you what?
Can you stop?
Did to me that you made me travel alone with the kids?
I'm
That
so
was
sorry.
one of the most traumatizing moments in my entire life.
Sorry.
Traveling alone with 2 toddlers.
Sorry. But I gave you the solution. You did not use it. You don't say it. I gave you
that
the
was hard.
solution.
They were going crazy.
On the
On the
flights.
flight, they were just
Sorry.
like losing it. And I was like, oh my God, I prayed like for sleep.
Then do you remember when we missed our flight as a family? Then they now said to put us on another flight.
Listen.
They had to scatter us. When I said, okay, who will go with who? Who will go with who? Yeah.
Oh my word. That was something.
Well, back to intimacy.
Yeah.
Schedule time together, of
Yes.
course. And that's it, really. Just schedule time together.
Be deliberate,
Date nights,
have
all of that.
structure.
Yeah. And check in as well with each other. I think that's something we do well. We check in with each other
Yeah.
during the day.
Yeah.
How is work? What's
Yes.
happening? How are
Yeah.
you? Are you coming back on time?
Yeah.
What do you want to eat?
Yeah.
What should I buy for you?
And I think there's something you do very well is, as much as, I think you're very well structured when it comes to your dealings with the kids. I have memories of you just telling the kids, okay, it's now daddy and mommy time. Go to your rooms.
Really?
Yes, like, okay, go to your rooms now. I'd like to talk to my husband.
Okay, yes. Yes. And they're looking at me like, boy, it's my daddy. Boy, it's my friend, will you, my friend? Yeah.
That's really important. Have those structures in place.
I'm so thankful. I'm thankful for you. I think you're a great dad. I think you're doing a good job with the parenting thing.
Thank you.
I think you're balancing.
You don't say that to me.
I think you're balancing
Is this
work.
because of the camera?
Of course,
Are you sure?
It's
Do you
not.
really
It's
mean
not.
that?
You know, I don't rate. Yeah. Anyway, no, it's not because of the cameras. That's what I'm trying to say. I think you
Thank you.
balance work, and I think you make up for the time that you're not around. Right? You make up for it, even though sometimes I see it as overcompensation. But I don't think the kids miss a father figure. You're not an absentee dad. You are present even in your absence. If that makes sense. And a real one. So I think another way to maintain the spark really is getting help.
Maintain your sanity.
To maintaining your sanity as well is getting help. Right? I had a friend, and I think his first time moms always do this thing that, no, I don't want a nanny, I don't need a caregiver, I'm fine, this, that, all of that. And then you can tell when they're burning out. You can tell when they're actually just like losing, you see them and you don't really recognize them. So I think maintaining your sanity as well, maintaining the spark in marriage can also be, you use the support system to maintain the spark.
You have parents,
They want
you have friends,
exactly. And you hired help.
Hired
help for those who can afford it. And for those who cannot afford it, really, have community. I just wrote an article. By the way, I told you I have a column now in a new magazine coming out. Did I tell you? No. Okay. I have a column coming out. I told you, no? Okay. I don't know how I missed telling you that. Yeah, so I just talked about community. Right? And how in times past, families will literally buy a piece of land together and then build close to themselves. Right? So on the same street, you have your auntie, you have one uncle 10-minute drive away, you have one grandma close to the house, you have one. Do you understand? But somehow we just moved away from that. We started, relocating. Looking for new opportunities and even looking for privacy. Like, please, like my British people say, the privacy. They want their privacy, right? They don't want anybody in their business. And somehow we just lost that community. When our friend who moved into the estate, when she said she was moving into the estate, you saw that I was a bit skeptical initially. And I told her, I was like, the other estates now in this neighborhood, why are you coming to the estates? That please, in my head, I'm thinking, hey, this person is going to be my business. If me and my husband have an argument, then they will know. If this happens, they will judge and like all of that, right? But it has turned out to be one of the best things that has happened to us as a family and her family as well. It has just turned out to be one of the best things. We are codependent right now on each other. We are sharing resources. One person's driver is doing school runs. If the other person's driver is not available, bulk buying food. The kids have somewhere to stay. If we need time apart, if we need time alone, like we just have that. So I'm saying that because I was trying to say, if you don't have the resources to hire help, build a relationship with people around you, people that you can say, please, I'm dropping the kids off this evening. In fact, let's do timetable. You, first Friday of every month, the children are in your house.
Good.
second Friday of non-children in your own house, right? Let's. I think we should bring back that culture of just being in each other's businesses,
being a community,
being a
communal
community,
living.
being a proper
Yes,
village.
yes.
You know, when they say it takes a village,
Yes.
that the full thing is it takes a village to raise a child. It actually does take a village, but people have been raising children on their own, so they are burning out.
So to balance that out,
Yes.
it's also important to know that do not leave the raising to others. You know, just to balance it. Because remember what happened to you with our second child. Like you had, because of the process, and you were almost in depression.
My
you just
dear,
came back,
I
and
came
you were just
back.
like, take this child
I
away
said
from
to
me.
grandma,
I need to get back to work. I need to get my life back together. And it was almost like you were not interested in this child anymore. So it's just to create
that was such a
just to create a balance around this. What you were saying. It's also important to know that you cannot leave your children or your child.
The raising of the children,
to raise for you. It's important to know that you must be involved and be deliberate in the raising of your children. Remember what happened to you,
my dear, with our second child. Yes.
Just so
I was overwhelmed. I was done. I just got back and I was like, you know what? Here you go. I just handed him over to my mom, and that was it. There was
anything to do.
There was no connection. It was just
And it's a miracle that you guys are.
We're now close now. Thank God for that. Thank God. But that was because of like some postpartum depression as well, and just the entire experience around his own birth. It was quite unique.
So it's important to balance it,
yes. And
get
thank
the
God for
help
community.
of get a support system around you,
but
also
still be present. But still be present. Yes. But I mean, I think community goes a long way in helping us in parenting. Community goes a long way. You also you're not closed, and your kids are not living sheltered lives that they don't know what's happening outside. And all of that. I remember when one of our kids saw, what did she even see? I took her to the market for the first time. So we're going inside the market. This is how she was staying. Like she was just looking at, like the market was so strange. I'm like, wow, we need to come out more. Well, that's not really based on community, but somehow I'm adding that there.
Yeah, it's about
I think we're God is helping us. I think God is helping us.
I think we're doing a great job.
I think we are too. And let's know what you think. Not about our parenting, of course, because you cannot judge that. But what you think about this episode? How do you parent, right? How is your own parenting? What are some unique things that you do that you haven't seen any other family do? What can we learn from you? Exactly. What can we learn from you? And this community thing, what are your thoughts? Should we come back to, I feel like that's another topic entirely, but should we come back to living close to each other? Sister down the road, brother here with his new wife, and sister with the parents, all of that.
For Africans, it's really important to live that way.
Really?
I think we're borrowing a lot from
the Western culture to be doing. I'm in my own space.
Real African living is very
communal, and it's beautiful. We'll see you next time.
Have fun, guys. See you in the next episode.